Some kind of news coming out here at 3:15. The Spanish services PMI. Who knows? There's news like every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. Then at 4 a.m., then here. So it's crazy. Then you got NFP here. It's going to be a crazy time. It's crazy. And here's where we're at. I'm selling the top. I'm selling this thing as it backs off. Coming back to this, and this pre-news trades are great. You really get this great movement here. Okay, now I'm going to want to buy it. Now that it's come down, I'll take profits on that sell up into that top. Now I'm going to put some buys in below. It's going to be one of those just all over the map. It's got all over the map, this stuff. Same thing here. Looking to buy if it plunges. And looking to sell if it rallies. So that was a nice entry here. You got the placing your buy limits here. And also putting a buy limit down in the if you have a buy limit just below that wick, I don't know if you would have got filled. That's pretty narrow, but it's a 10 pip window of buy here. So anything from this top to here, you'd be getting in, and then you would have just got in again. All right, you would just gone long there again, because I think it's going to go zooming up. But yeah, it gets pretty crazy at this time of day. If you go to the 15, you go to the 5, this is really, it's just wicked how fast this market can move. We're down 30 pips off the top right now. So I'm looking for a smash and grab to the downside. So I'm going to get in, just start buying right there, all the way down. Try to capture this, coming back to this area. But yeah, we're back in the buy zone right here. So I think I'm going to buy on stops just above. And then looking for a big explosion to the upside coming out of this. So I sold the climax here, and you got this great on the 4 hour top bottom. If you draw a channel like this, you can get a clue as to the angle of movement, and you can get the cycle, how long it takes the market to go through that move. It would be like if you pick two prominent, like a peak and a valley, and see how that gives you the kind of the rhythm. That's the rhythm of the market. If you come here, any place you can connect the dots. See, that's almost the same wavelength as this move. So it's not unusual, and that's just, okay, so now it's coming back, and it's picking up my buy orders here. And you still got 7 minutes before the news. So So we could plunge back into that. And then these are my buy stops that come on top of that. So it doesn't fill until it goes up into it. It's kind of like a market order. I'm just looking for a blow off top up into here, and then it rips back again. So it's a real ridiculous up and down thing. Here's the daily. Trying to hunt down the top of this. Okay, looks like they're going to pull it back hard. So I'll put a nest of orders in here because there's a kind of a hole formed underneath when it took off from this top to this bottom. I know this one's a little more conservative. There's not going to be any fills until it can come all the way back below that round handle there. 112. All right, looks like it's. So you got the news is coming out a quarter after. That's the first bit of news, and should be pretty wild. I'm sure there's a lot of people selling here because up in here we have a double top on the daily now. Right there. And trying to get back to take out this top here. And ultimately, next target would be where this top became a bottom here. Next target to the upside would be that, because of this bottom. And then this bottom that became the top. And it gets pretty dense up here. This bottom that became the top. Right there. And this way up here. This peak, this is a double peak here. And then, okay. A pretty tight window here, but we backed off at least 30 pips off the top here already. Almost 40. I'm going to go to the 1 hour and go to the 5. See how quick this thing moves. Yeah, it's 20 pips in 5 minutes straight down. So if you're scalping the top of that, that worked out good. So look at this top. Think about getting in there. Okay. That looks like a buy. We've come down for 10 minutes, at least for a 10 pip bounce off of that. Now it looks like we've got to come all the way back into this. Gone too far, too quickly. Looks like we're going to come back about another 10, 20 pips here. But I didn't get filled on these because when you're running these above, these buy stops, as it's coming down, I'm putting in orders above it. So if it does kick up and get picked up in the stream to the upside, otherwise get filled. Kind of rather get filled on the lower orders. The ones down here. But surely this is where they would love to, market makers would love to take it down to here and grab whatever stops are sitting there. And that's the stop. That would be right here. So see this window here is the entry zone. Just because of that kickback before it takes off to the upside. Okay, 4 minutes to news, and I'm looking to just make a few pips to the upside there. If it really breaks out and goes screaming up, and then I can make money as it comes up into this bottom here. Because that's a 5 minute. There was a, I'm sure on the 1 minute, there's a nice little triangle forming up here. And as far as trend line breaks, I guess you could say the, if you went to the 15, you could say that we broke this trend line here. Connect this area here. And the other trend line that we broke that was pretty steep was this one. We broke that pretty hard. If you go off this top here. Okay. 2 minutes. But this looks like a classic raid to the downside. Let's just see how this plays out. And then there's that NFP thing in about 5 hours. That should be pretty nuts. A lot of volatility. So you don't have to always be, when people pick a direction there, you can just be buy and sell. As far as head and shoulders here. If anybody likes the head and shoulders game, there's a shoulder, here's the head, here's the other shoulder. And you could copy that line, and that would be like an indexed, gives you that index. Okay, so copy this guy. That's the same head and shoulders here. So you get the same kind of breadth on the market. Shoulder, head, shoulder. All right, here comes that rally. Looking to scalp or get picked up on these buys to the upside and just get a nice burst. You got news coming out in 30 seconds. Spread's going to get kind of wide, which is going to kick me out of this a little bit. Okay, I should be making some money on scalps right there. And the news is coming out, and I think my clock's a little off. I'll know when the market goes berserk here. Supposedly 5 seconds to news, and I'm thinking up and down. You know, just of course, like I said, the big pile of stops down here. I kind of want to go after that, and leave this top and ricochet off that. Slicing it pretty thin here. 5 minute, a lot of redrawing of stuff. Well, news is out. I guess it's not that big of news. Never saw the spread get wide. Never really saw anything happen there. But I guess it takes a while for the market. Actually, it's usually 5 minutes after the news. A lot of people wait, and a lot of the I figured a lot of the robots are going to wait till the 5 minute bar updates, because I'm sure somebody wrote a robot to do everything I'm doing. I didn't do it. I didn't write an algorithm for this. Seems like it'd be a lot of work. You know, tell it to look for every little zigzag. I don't even know. Maybe not. Maybe nobody's got the time for that. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try to get this explosion here before I run out of tape. All right. Still looking for this thing to go up, take out the high of the day. Just a major. Get a nice top bottom here. If it could close right here, of course, we're not at that time of day, but 45 minutes. If it could close here, if we go to the 15 with the 5, you got a nice double top. Became a bottom, and this is the buy zone here. So, now looking for this thing to attempt. Doesn't have to. First target would have been right here anyway, this last known bottom.